Consolidated Gold Mine.
Now we're at the Consolidated Gold Mine here in Dahlonega, Georgia. We're gonna go panning for gold and go through the mine. Hey, today we're at the Consolidated Gold Mine here in Dahlonega, Georgia.
We're going to go about 200 feet underground today to learn about the gold miners. Now, if you guys like, come through this door and file down the stairs, but don't cross the bridge just yet, okay? Nope. Specifics. Now, this is a hard rock mine, of course, and the miners were hunting for gold down here a long time ago. This mine was established in 1898. It closed down just 8 years later in 1906. Now, when the miners were done with this mine, which they pretty much just ran out of gold down here, they blasted the entrances shut. And we get a lot of water coming down here every day. And so did they back then as well. So all these tunnels flooded themselves, and they have been for 80 years until we opened this place back up in the 1980s. But the miners left a lot of their tools and equipment down here that we found. So we will be going over those. I'll be telling you about them, showing you what they do all throughout the tour. These tools are well over 100 years old. Now, when we opened this place back up in the 1980s, we were going to mine for gold again. But as soon as we got this place opened up, the gold dropped drastically in the market. So it was not worth hard rock mining. So we decided to start giving tours. And we've been doing that pretty much ever since. Next year will be our 30th year anniversary. Now, without further ado, we will start the tour. You guys.
Ruby Falls? Did I do that on
You're good, you're good. You're not gonna fall. You got good shoes on, buddy.
I can't hear you.
I got you.
All right, guys. Can everybody hear me in the back okay?
Yeah.
Excellent. So, we've come to this part of the mine not only because it is on our tour path, but also because it's very beautiful and it holds a lot of great history. So, first off, when the miners were hunting for gold down here, they were not looking for solid veins of gold because those are practically non-existent. Most of the world's gold, this mine is no exception, is in a dust or powdered form. They call that flower leaf gold. So the miners are actually looking for quartz down here. Quartz is a white stone. There's a good example of it right here. There's a small vein in the ceiling. We'll see a lot more examples as we go throughout the mine. But they were hunting for that because they knew gold was inside of it, that small gold dust. And when they first started down here, the miners were finding veins of quartz and gold that were about the width of a pencil. Very small stuff. So you can imagine their delight and their surprise when they came upon this portion of the mine that they eventually found and uncovered. Right here behind me, this open cavern, it didn't used to be like that. It used to be solid quartz and gold. And the miners pulled this entire vein of quartz out in a single day. It was 22 feet wide at its widest and nearly 200 feet tall from top to bottom. Now, this yielded 54 pounds, 9 ounces of gold in one day. And all of that gold dust in today's money is worth about $1.4 million. Not bad for one day of work. Now, we are going to head further down into the mine. As we do, if you are taller, watch your heads in the ceiling. The blow's about coming down. Of high explosives and hand tools to make all these tunnels down here, to bust all this rock up. Because all these tunnels that we'll be walking through, none of these are naturally formed. These are all man-made. The miners were only working down here for 8 years, as I had said before, but they made about 5 miles of tunnels down here through this solid stone. And this stone is very dense. It has survived not only thousands of blasts being set off down here by the miners, but also today it holds up Walmart. Yeah, we will be 200 feet underneath Walmart today, if you can believe it. Yeah, they built a gold mine on top of another. I'm not sure how they made that happen. But, now, the people who made the dynamite back then, they're still in business today. They're a health insurance company now. It's Aetna. Yeah, they used to be one of the the biggest manufacturers around making high explosives. Yeah, way back then. You think that would be a conflict of interest? Now, we are going to head further down this way. We'll be showing you these tools here. This is what I was referring to as hand tools earlier. Now, miners, when they first started out in this mine, the first few years, they were using a hammer and a hand steel to go through all of this solid stone to make these blasting holes here for the dynamite. And they would be doing this for about 12 hours a day. Yeah, that's how long their work shifts were down here. Now, this was also a two-man job, so you want to be careful, because you had one man holding the hammer and swinging it, as the second man who had to hold the hand steel. They came up with names for these jobs pretty quickly. This guy was called the striker, and this fella was called the new guy. Yeah. That's what I call him. Well, after doing this job for so many hours of the day, this hand steel would start to heat up, so you can hit with the hammer, of course. Now, as that would happen, it would get very uncomfortable for this miner to hold it, so they'd take a break, walk away, let this tool cool down inside the wall. However, they did not know at first that these things were so hot, they were melting minerals down inside the wall. Those minerals would then cool and harden when the miners went on break, and this would be cemented into the rock face by the time they came back. Yeah. They eventually improved and learned over time, but not before they got a few of them stuck like this guy over here. This has been in the wall for over 100 years now. If you try to get it out, it's nothing doing. It's still stuck very tight. Now, the miners would get these stuck in the wall, which there's actually a few of them still in this room. There's one right behind us right here. I'm not sure if anybody noticed it. Halfway stuck in the wall. There's one in the ceiling there. In fact, one miner actually tried to get one of those out with another, and that's what happened right there. Yeah, I got them both stuck, I'm afraid. But when you get one of these stuck on the wall, the thing that would happen is, since these were not the private property of the gold mine, these canister, they were the property of the gold mine and the investors who owned them. So when they got one stuck, they would get their day's pay taken away from them to cover the cost of a brand new canister. Because it will continuously fill up from an underground source. However, miners, of course, did not have a fancy pump setup like we use today. They had, excuse me, sir, I'm here right by, manpower, which they used to their full extent. They would have one man working at this pump right here, pumping water all the way up from down there and out of the gold mine for roughly 12 hours a day, and he would get paid 25 cents a day doing this job. This was the lowest paid job in the gold mine, back then at least. The lowest paid job in the gold mine today is a tour guide. So of course we have a couple of interesting pump spots in this part of the mine. Right above us we have the stoper shaft, and right here we have the stoper drill. I'll tell you about both of them. We'll start with the drill first. Now this drill is a spectacular piece of machinery because it was run off of compressed air. It could also be run off of steam if you needed it to. But more to the point, this drill was spectacular for production. That's why the miners got a hold of it. The investors got these drills for them so it can, boost the gold that was found down here in the tape for the investors. Now, this could do the job as a hammer and hand steel could, pouring blasting holes in the wall, that is, in half the time. It took two miners using the hammer and hand steel. Still, though, it took this drill, each one of those holes up there, 3 hours to make. Now, to get all the way up there, they would have to make these larger holes in the wall for their scaffolding and a series of ladders leading up there where they're drilling next. And they would have to carry this and the other equipment up those ladders, which was no easy task, of course, because the combined weight of all that is around 145 pounds. Now, there's also a hazard to digging upwards that the miners found out about eventually. It was the dust. So as they were boring into this rock face, the dust was falling from it, a lot of minerals with it, and we're going to focus on one of those minerals. That's called silica, or mica, another name for it. It's all the shiny stuff that we see here in the rock face. Now, that shiny stuff is very common. You see it along the beach sand. It's all the sparkly stuff there. Fun fact, excuse me, that stuff's actually put in makeup nowadays. It's perfectly harmless applied topically. But if you are breathing this stuff in for 12 hours a day, like these miners were, eventually, after a long period of time, you would get a sickness of the lungs called silicosis, or miner's cough. Now, this entails that, well, the miners, once they got this sickness, they run short of breath more often. And after that, they would have to retire from this job and just after 6 months of working down here, after catching this illness. They couldn't handle the heavy work anymore. Run short of breath a lot doing that. So, they would also get paid $1 a day working with this drill. Made it one of the higher paid ones in the gold mine. In fact, the miners actually gave this drill a second name, which was most unfortunate. They called this drill the Widowmaker. For a pretty good reason, I am afraid. Now, before we move on, there are a couple more things I want to go over. First off, we have the tunnels that we're about to head into. There are a lot of low spots in those tunnels, so watch your heads as we go through. And last thing, everybody from here on back, be careful as you walk underneath that blue tube right up there, okay? I only say that because remember, we are underneath Walmart. That blue tube, it happens to lead to the men's bathroom in Walmart, all right? Yeah. So be careful as you walk underneath that, folks. We'll continue the tour.
Y'all got it.
The advantage of being short.
All right, yeah. Anything down there?
Hey.
There's some benches down there. Cool.
That's 3 more inches than I got.
Let's send you all down this tunnel first. Alright, guys. This drill right here is called the drifter drill. Now, this is quite an amazing piece of equipment because it still works today. I'm not sure if any of you guys heard a rumbling sound when we were back at the Hammer and Handstill. That's where this was coming from. Not from the crowns in Walmart. I know there are a couple of rollbacks happening today. It was coming from this drill, yes. Now, I want to give you some more specifics about it before I turn it on, because I will, to show you guys what it sounds like. Now, this has been underwater for about 80 years in this mine. It is original. They were starting to make these drills in the 1850s, so this is well over 100 years old. And we have only replaced one part on this drill, and that is this little bolt right here. That is it. Everything else is original. Now, if you guys want to cover your ears, if you have sensitive hearing, you don't like loud noises, you certainly can. You don't have to cover your ears if you don't want to, because this is at a safe decibel level for your hearing. If you guys would like to record this on your cell phones or cameras, so I have it running, you're more than welcome. Once everybody's ready, I'll give it to the count of 3, and then we'll hear what this sounds like, okay? Everybody ready over here? Yeah? And you guys ready over here?
Yeah.
All right, guys. In 3, 2, 1. Now, whoever recorded on their cell phones today, you guys have a new ringtone. Congratulations. Now, of course, this drill was not running off full power, though, just now. This was running off of about 15 to 20 PSI. In case you guys don't know, that's how we measure compressed air, pounds per square inch, PSI. So this is 1520 today. Back then, miners did not know what a decibel was. They were trying to get gold out of here as quickly as they could. These drills were running roughly off of about 90 PSI, something much louder than what we heard today. Yeah, it doesn't even include the lovely noises it would make by hammering up against the rock face. Yeah.
Yours water. Got it right? I got it. Sometimes it's a blessing. You're taller than me.
Not by much, we ain't.
Not by much, right?
All right, this is the first time doing this. Take your pan, put it in the water, submerge it, I think. I saw a video a while ago, if I'm doing this right. So you kind of shake it left to right.
No, you need to get some of the water off.
The water
Wet it down and then
it.
shake left to right.
Shake it left to right.
Yeah, Macy's got it right. You've got.
Do that again.
You have to shake it up to the red line
right, yeah.
forward. So tilt it like that and shake left to right.
Got it.
There you go. Now dunk and let. You're not up to the red line, Reggie. Go up to the red line.
How we doing over here, guys?
Doing good, doing good.
It all out?
I think,
Yeah.
maybe.
All right, so let me show you one thing real quick. Can I show you one thing?
Here comes the pro.
I watched the video twice. All right. So when you're shaking that pan, get it to that red line. So here's the key to it all. See the angle the pan's at?
Yeah.
Keep it at an angle like this when you dunk it down. So I just bring it straight down. See that layer of dirt come off?
Yeah.
Keep it at that
Yeah.
angle. Bring it up at that angle. 6 or 7 shakes back up to the line. Repeat the steps.
Oh, you're good.
Handful of sand whenever y'all get tired. But the reason why you do it, gold's 20 times heavier than water. As you shake it, it goes to the bottom.
Okay.
Gold's also 7 times heavier than sand, so every time you dunk it, that top layer of dirt comes off, making it easier to get to the bottom.
Okay.
All right?
Good to know. Thank you.
How we doing over here?
Up to the line. Shake, shake, shake. See what Macy found. Oh, she's getting down there.
That's a little better. Straight down again. See all the sand coming off?
Yeah. Shake, shake, shake.
There's a red line. You want to go to the red line, not past that red line. See it?
Yep.
Go down and the sand goes off, back up.
Shake some more.
There, right there.
Are you ready for them to assist you getting your gold?
I don't know how far do you go down for?
Get about a handful.
Handful.
Maybe one more time, Macy.
Okay.
I think I've got my handful now. Oh. I think that's my handful, right?
I think you could go down one more. Shake, shake, shake. Shake. Keep shaking.
Yeah. And then a little more water.
One more. There you go. Now you're at the handful.
Okay, this is my handful. Do you want to take it up to the counter? Shake it. Come on, get some gold in there. We can retire off this. Get lots of gold. This is the retirement fund right here. Mason, you get a lot of gold?
Don't can on that.
It's in there somewhere. This is pretty fun though. I mean,
I've never done this before.
this is my second time doing this. This is pretty fun. I mean, it's well worth the trip out.
I thought the tour was super interesting.
Our tour guide was great. I think we'll come back to this again.
I think Aiden and Amory would like it.
Yeah, definitely.
And doing the gemstones.
That's her niece and nephew. I think you're good. That's your handful.
Okay.
All right, we got handfuls ready, so what we're going to do is we're going to take it and go pan around here this side, Macy, pan around this side. We're going to go up here, and they are going to actually get the gold out for us and put it in a little tube, take it home for a little souvenir. I'll show you guys that in 1 second. Here comes the pro. He's shaking it, shaking it, shaking it. Gonna find all the gold I can retire off of there, right?
See, at least 4 pieces, maybe even 5 of them. That's a really good pan. Go to the top there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Come back around, shake it again.
Got a piece of gold in here, sir.
Hey.
Gonna check the pan and just make sure we got everything.
We actually got 6 in there. That's the best I've seen all day.
That is a very lucky pan there.
Good news for y'all. Remember to buy everything, all right?
Yeah.
Obviously, the richest person in gold here today.
Appreciate
How many
it.
pieces did you get,
Thank you,
Reggie?
thank you. I got one. Mine's worth
So since you're
$100,000.
buying dinner, I'm going to put a blue gemstone in there. It's called appetite. Make sure you bring your appetite at least if you're buying dinner, okay?
I got 4
It's right there.
pieces.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's so
Thank you.
neat.
If you filled up that whole tube, it's over $2,000 worth of gold in one tube.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Each one of
Thank
those
you.
pieces about 75 cents, over $1 a piece.
Wow. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You
There's
too.
the gold right there if you can see it. Let's see Macy's better. Oh, sorry, Macy.
Next time we need to do this part.
Now you had a look.
Gemstones,
What was the blue stone in there, Macy?
agate.
That was in the.
Person A.
Blue stones with us?
No, we're actually heading out.
Okay, guys.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Appetite. It was
Y'all have a
called
good day.
appetite.
Thank you.
Thank you. Want to hold my gold, honey? Since it's half yours.
Basically,
It looks fun.
You can pan for gold and also you can pan for gemstones. And it's a little more money, of course. We didn't do it. We didn't think we had time to do it. But you can pan for gemstones, and there's pictures of the wall what you will be, panning for. I think Macy got one in a tiny flake in hers. I think what they also do is you get some stones. They'll actually cut them over here for you. Okay, we just
On
left.
this side. Sorry.
We just left the Consolidated. That's it.
Okay, learn the name.
We just left the Consolidated Gold Mine here in Dahlonega, Georgia. We had a blast today over here. I haven't been here in like 20 years, so coming back up here was really fun for me. And this is my daughter, who I took like 20 years ago when she was younger. And this is my wife over here, and we had a great time today. And you guys have anything to say?
My first time doing the tour and panning for gold, which show our
I
gold.
got 6 pieces, so that was pretty cool.
Macy found the
That was
most.
awesome.
She found the most, so she's the richest, so she can retire. We have to still work.
I'll pay for their dinner.
Hey, that sounds good. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We want to thank you very much for your time today. Thanks. Bye-bye.